Let's meet tonight's starters. First for the visitors from Brooklyn College. A junior from Brooklyn, New York, number 5, Darren Roach. A sophomore from Brooklyn, New York, number 8, Admir Sekik. A junior from Brooklyn, New York, number 11, David Lee. A junior from Brooklyn, New York, number 12, Zo Ming Lee. A senior from Inwood, New York, number 13, Fidel Maldonado Jr. A junior from Brooklyn, New York, number 16, Omar Razika. And the libero, a junior from Brooklyn, New York, number 15, Brian Folk. The assistant coach is Constantine Batura, your head coach, Leah Briefa. Now let's meet the Bearcats. A freshman from Fairlawn, New Jersey, number 5, co-captain Jack Centeno. A sophomore from Jackson Heights, New York, a co-captain, number 8, Stallone Shankar. A freshman from Valley Stream, New York, number 11, Michael Higgins. A freshman from Brooklyn, New York, number 12, Defang Han. A freshman from Guangdong, China, number 14, Watson Hu. A junior from St. Albans, New York, number 23, Akil Vaughn. Liberos tonight, number 1, a freshman from Brooklyn, New York, Wen Chung. And a freshman from Holbrook, New York, number 6, Travis Gotti. Volunteer assistant coach Jared Luer, assistant coach Baruch alum Hampton Lee, and your head coach Kevin Edwards. Play ball. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Arc Arena, where your Baruch College Bearcats are taking on the Bulldogs of Brooklyn College in a CUNYAC matchup, both teams' first CUNYAC matchup of the young season here. I'm Brian Flannery, joined in the booth with Gia, and Gia, really exciting matchup here as the Bearcats transition to the CUNYAC portion of their schedule here this evening.
Yeah, Brian, it is very interesting, especially since this is the next game we saw since Baruch has played Purchase. Unfortunately, York and Medgar Evers was taken out of the tournament, so this will be Baruch's second game.
So just about ready to get underway as the Bearcats tip their second home matchup of the season, and that's going to be a service error coming from Brooklyn. So the Bearcats will strike early, and they'll look to get into their offense here early on in set number 1.
Vaughn is taking it back to the service line.
So Vaughn will go back row with it. Tough set there for Brooklyn, just punched over on 3. Shankar going to the middle. Here's Centeno. And they're going to call a net violation there on Brooklyn, so it's going to be another point for the Bearcats as they're able to get into a nice-looking offensive set there, going to Centeno through the middle.
Yeah, Brian, last game we saw a blowout against Purchase. We won in 3 sets. So hopefully the Baruch can do it again this time.
So Bearcats looking good here early as jump out to a 3-point lead. As that one goes flying into the Bearcats bench, and Akil Vaughn finds himself in the middle of a nice service run here. All right. Oh, we're going to announce our apologies. There is a substitution error there on the Bearcats end, so it's going to be going back to Brooklyn and likely a point as well. So it's going to be Brooklyn to serve. Dug in the back row by Chung. Here's Centeno coming from the outside. Blocked in the middle. Looked like a double block there between. That's going to be Lee and Razika. So nice teamwork there. Coming through the middle. Nice block for the Bulldogs as they're back on the board here.
Roach serves it over.
Now Higgins getting involved here early. Shankar going outside to Centeno again. Centeno tips over the front row. That ball just out of bounds. Good call there by the Bulldogs to let that one out. And just like that, within 1 point of tying up here in set number 1.
Darren Roach scored 3 points against Keene last game they had. Let's see if he can keep it up for this round.
So that's a nice float tip by Jack Centeno coming from Shankar's set. Able to get that over the front row this time. Inbounds, and nice point there for the Bearcats.
Stallone is serving.
So he'll go back row. Sent over on 3. Dug by the Bearcats. Here's Hahn. Hahn going back row. Might have been off some fingertips in the front, but no call. So that ball goes shooting into the bleachers, and just like that, Brooklyn has a 4-3 lead. So Razika on to serve, and it's going to be a point for the Bearcats as Brooklyn was out of rotation. So both sides struggling to get into their rotation here early, and seen a point committed on each side, both from Brooklyn and Baruch, to get this one started. So captain asking for an explanation.
We have Jack Centeno at the server's line. He had the highest scoring points last game against Purchase. Let's see if he can keep it up with his serves this game.
And Gia, to your point earlier, the Bearcats should come into this one nice and rested, not having played in quite some time, as that's a nice serve there from Centeno. Brooklyn struggling to get it over, but they do. Shankar going to Higgins. Higgins through the middle, punched over by Hahn. Nice recovery. Bearcat, nice setup there defensively. Kind of saw that one coming as Michael Higgins pulls away with the tool. And that's a great way to get involved early for Higgins. Oh, excuse me, that ball just went out of bounds, just enough to get the point for Brooklyn. My apologies.
You got David Lee at the server's line.
The freshman middle blocker on to serve. He'll go back row, dug by the Bearcats. Outside set. Who? And that ball is tooled, so
yeah,
not on the last possession, but they got it there.
It was too far out for Brooklyn to go ahead and save that one, although they did try. It is Baruch's point.
So Michael Higgins to drop back to serve for the Bearcats as we're tied at 5-all here in set number 1 of this CUNYAC matchup. Higgins going back row, dug by Roach. Sent over on 2 by Brooklyn. Nice dig there. Cross-court set. Brooklyn looking to tip it over. Nice block by Vaughn. Kept alive by the Bulldogs. Punched over. Dug in the back row by Centeno. Centeno's pipe attack. Dug by Brooklyn. And no good there as the Bearcats come away with the point after a nice volley on both sides.
Yeah, Brian, we have a 6-5 right now, which was kind of surprising looking back at Brooklyn's stats in the previous games. It looks like they may have stepped up their game for this time.
And yeah, both sides just clearly struggling a little bit early on in their non-conference scheduling, as that's going to be another point for the Bearcats. So it's really on the Bearcats. Hopefully they took away some nice team chemistry and really identity building through those first 11 games despite not having a great record. So this is really the part of the year where once you get into the CUNYAC schedule, you try to really hone in on what it is your team does well, improve what you need to improve, and then really it's all about peaking late in the season in primetime matchups in the CUNYAC. So
Exactly, Brian. And going to school at Baruch here, I will tell you that volleyball spends all their times together, so chemistry on the court is something that they shouldn't be afraid of.
no, of course, and that's such an understated part of just any team and the culture that comes with that. As Keel Vaughn going for the block ultimately wore that closer to his face, and they're going to call a point there for Brooklyn as it likely was a double touch.
It's a tie game.
Yeah, Bulldogs giving the Bearcats some trouble here early as they're tied 7-7. Nice back row serve. Shankar going to Hahn. Off some hands in the front row, kept alive by Brooklyn. This could be a tough ball to save, and they are unable to do so as the Bearcats regain the lead, 8-7.
Number 12, Hahn at the server's line. Scored 6 points for Baruch last game.
So Defang Hahn coming with the high jump float, gave Brooklyn some issues, but they're going to call a net violation on the Bearcats. So point Brooklyn, and the ball is going back to the Bulldogs.
Senior Fidel Maldonado at the server's line.
So Maldonado comes with the jump float. Here's Vaughn. Nice looking set there. Great job by Shankar to get his middle blocker in perfect position, and nothing Brooklyn can do with Akil Vaughn's big swing and well positioned in the back row there. Just nice overall looking play for the Bearcats.
Freshman Hu at the server's line.
So Hu looking to get some real estate on the sideline, unfortunately angles it out of bounds, and it's going to be another point for the Bulldogs as once again we're tied here at 9 apiece.
Yeah, it seems like the Bulldogs are going to have to try to keep up with Baruch, but also do the same Baruch. This is a close game here.
Yeah, Bearcats really struggling to get some momentum and just string together a few nice possessions in a row, but they'll look to answer that here as Jack Centeno gets the Bearcats going with that kill. So strong behind that shot. It actually got sent over almost for a point by Brooklyn, but that one goes out of bounds.
Akil Vaughn back at the server's line. Let's see if he can score a point for Baruch.
So Vaughn going with the float, dug in the back row by Brooklyn. Cross court set, and that one goes into the middle of the net, and it's going to be a point for the Bearcats as they finally string together a pair of points in what's been a lot of back and forth volleyball here in set one. Vaughn once again coming with the float, back set, and unable to connect there on Brooklyn's end. So it's going to be the third consecutive point for the Bearcats as they're finally getting into some rhythm here.
Hopefully they can keep it up so they can beat this set.
Vaughn going same spot once again. Let's see if Brooklyn can answer back. Shankar going outside to Centeno, and Centeno, big swing, and that ball is tooled right into the bleachers. No answer there for Brooklyn.
Baruch is starting to pick it up a little bit. We'll just hope if they can keep it up for the rest of the match.
Yeah, it seems like they definitely figured something out here in this rotation. And Vaughn, once again, just keeping those serves conservative, but able to get them over as the Bearcats lead by 5.
It's also Brooklyn with the errors of spiking it into the net. Unfortunately, because of that, we are ahead, which is not a bad thing for Baruch, but let's see if they can keep it up.
So Brooklyn coming with the back set, and a little bit of a roll shot to just get that front row of the Bearcats out of pace, and Bearcats commit a violation there. So it's going to be subs here for Brooklyn. Darren Roach dropping back to the server's line.
Unfortunately, that ball caught net for Brooklyn.
So once again, Bearcats lead by 5, 15-10 here in set 1, as now Stallone Shankar will get ready to serve for Baruch.
Last game, Shankar had 21 assists, scoring 3 points for Baruch.
High outside set for Brooklyn. And it's going to be a point for the Bearcats, as it was a violation there on Ming Lee.
Bearcats have a 6-point lead so far.
And Shankar able to get that one over. It's going to be another rotation error for Brooklyn, so that's going to be a free point for the Bearcats.
Senior from Jackson Heights, Stallone Shankar.
Shankar going back row, cross court. Almost kept alive by Brooklyn, but that ball ends up in the bleachers. So Shankar really settling into his own service run, as this is going to be a timeout for Brooklyn to talk things over, as your Bearcats lead 18-10 here in set number 1. We'll be back in just a few moments. So back underway here in set number 1 as Stallone Shankar looks to continue his service run. Brooklyn able to get it over in 3. Nice setup there. Sent over by the Bearcats. Nice save there by the Bulldogs. Catch to the back row. Converging, and Bearcats unable to corral that one. So nice looking point there for Brooklyn, and clearly their sideline fired up after that one, Gia.
Yes, we have Omar Rizika, the junior from Brooklyn, taking it back to the server's line for Brooklyn.
Jump float going back row. Centeno finds Shankar. Higgins punches it over. Dug in the back row by Roach. Now Ming Lee blocked by Higgins. Michael Higgins getting it done here for Baruch in the middle.
Centeno at the server's line.
Centeno coming with a high jump float, and that ball hits the antenna, as we had a pretty good view of that, but certainly, as usual, a lot of steam behind that serve. So David Lee going back row, dug by Hu. Back set for Defang Han, awesome hands in the front, and Brooklyn unable to hold on to that one. Nice looking kill there from Defang Han.
We have Michael Higgins at the server's line. Last game, Higgins scored 2 points for Baruch and had 2 kills.
So Higgins looking for that back corner, unable to get it. Coming with the aggressive serve there, and he will sub out. And
a little too strong there. He's
yeah,
going to have to get it next time. He's going to have to use a little less power.
So Ming Lee on to serve. He'll go back row. Doug Centeno. Outside set for Hu. And Hu finds that back row of Brooklyn. Nothing they could do with that. So 21-13 here in set one as the Bearcats able to jump out to a little bit of a nice lead here. It's going to be a double sub here as Uman and Ubanwa check in per usual in Coach Kevin Edwards' rotation that has them paired together. And Uman, the serving specialist, freshman out of Long Island, on to serve.
Ooh, unfortunately, Ryan, that one caught net for Baruch.
So it's going to be a service error there for Uman as the ball is going back to Brooklyn. Maldonado Jr. on to serve as the Bulldogs trail by 7. Dug in the back row by Centeno. Uman outside set to Ubanwa. Kept alive by Brooklyn. Ball goes shooting off the rafters.
Oh!
But the lefty punch by Maldonado to keep it alive. Now Akil Vaughn tips it over the front row. Here's Brooklyn. Now Roach. And Roach able to get through the Bearcat front row. Nice looking kill there by the junior outside.
Hit a nice open spot that Baruch left open, unfortunately, but that was a nice spike by Roach.
So Maldonado, after the miraculous save of the last set, on to serve here for Brooklyn. Bearcats coming and they're able to find Akil Vaughn through the middle. It's a great looking setup there and nice job of finishing there by Akil Vaughn, the junior middle hitter. So it's going to be another sub here for the Bearcats as Naoki Tani checks in, and he will immediately drop back to the service line for the Bearcats.
Tani had 2 assists last game, along with 1 dig.
And Tani gets the service ace. So Tani, who's a libero but not dressed as a libero tonight, coming in as a serving specialist and able to get the early service ace here for the Bearcats. Here's Tani again, going back row, dug by Brooklyn. Back over to Roach, tips it over the front row. Chang calls for it. Here's Centeno. Centeno also some hands in the front row, kept alive by Brooklyn. Brooklyn outside set to Roach, had success there last time. Now held on by the Bearcats. Here's Ubanwa, punches it over the front row, and that ball will end up in the bleachers as Ubanwa gets the kill for the Bearcats. And just like that, set point here as they lead 24-15.
Tani back at the server's line.
So Tani will go back row again. Brooklyn able to get into their set as Omar Razika, nice looking kill there on 3 touches.
Brooklyn's trying to save this set. Let's see if they're successful.
This is going to be a sub here for Brooklyn.
Admir Sekic up at the server's line.
He'll go back row, dug by Chung. Outside set to Centeno, tough set. He's able to play it off some hands of Brooklyn, and the Bearcats come away with the tool as they take set number 1, 25-16. So we will be back on the air in just a few minutes as the Bearcats jump out to an early 1-0 lead. So the Bearcats jump out to an early 3-point lead here in set number 2 as Stallone Shankar settles into his service run. And just as I said that, Gia, Shankar commits the service error, so the ball's going back to Brooklyn.
Set kick at the server's line.
By Brooklyn. And once again, Darren Roach, nice kill there by the junior outside. So another serve coming on here, dug by Hu in the back. Back set for Centeno. Big swing there, and point's going to be for the Bearcats, as it looked like.
Last game against Purchase, Jack Centeno had an amazing servers record. Let's see if he's able to keep it up this game. And unfortunately, I jinxed it, and he went right into the net.
A little bit of a broadcast jinx there as Centeno commits a service error.
Roach at the server's line.
So Roach going with the jump serve, trying to find the back corner, and he does that. Really been able to keep them in this one as we're tied here at 4 points apiece. So
a little too strong for Roach. It will be Baruch's ball.
So after the service ace, follows it up with the service error, and it's going to be Michael Higgins to serve for the Bearcats. Higgins going back row to Roach. Cross-court set for Ming Lee. And rolls off Han's hands in the front. Trickles over onto the Bearcats' end, and no one there. So once again, a lot of back-and-forth volleyball to start this set as Brooklyn and the Bearcats are tied here at 5 points apiece.
Seems to be like a level playing field for Baruch and Brooklyn.
And Shankar able to get Vaughn going through the middle. Certainly the rotation the Bearcats want to be in, but that's going to be a tool for Ming Lee. So now Razika dropping back to serve. He'll float it over. Dug in the back row by Chung. Bearcats going to Vaughn through the middle. Held on in the back row by Brooklyn. Set kind of takes Ming Lee out of position, but he's able to play that one and catches the Bearcats out of position on the opposite end. So now a 2-point lead for Brooklyn might be their largest of the night.
Yeah, Brian. Ming Lee scored the highest scoring points last game against Keene University of 10 points. And he also had 9 kills and 1 dig.
Another dig by Hu as he comes around and he gets the kill. Little give and go action there for the Bearcats offense. So now
Baruch is trying to play some catch up with Brooklyn. Let's see if Han can do this for his team.
So Defang Han drops back. Coming with the high jump serve, and that ball sent into the middle of the net. Certainly the risky run with the jump serve like that, as David Lee will now drop back to serve for Brooklyn, as once again they find themselves leading by 2 here in set number 2. And that one goes into the back row of the Bearcats, but catches the line. So David Lee, very nice serve there as the Bearcats back row thought it was going out and they let it go, but caught just enough line to get the point and the service ace.
Unlike that last serve, Mr. Lee went right into the net, making it Baruch's point.
Keep the pressure.
from China, freshman.
So that's going to be a point for the Bearcats, as Watson Hu will sub out for Naoki Tani, who making an impact here early through the first 2 sets. Very active on the defensive end, coming away with a lot of digs and also able to get a few kills himself. So Naoki Tani will take over these service responsibilities. And right before I could get that out, it's going to be Bearcats committing a rotation violation. So the official is definitely on top of that here, as we've seen both sides commit a pair of rotation errors.
We have from Brooklyn, New York, Jasper Gianco at the service line.
He'll go back row, cross court. Vaughn coming through the middle. It's actually set for Centeno. So nice job of Akil Vaughn kind of drawing the defense, certainly paying him respect. And then Jack Centeno coming all the way from the outside with a big swing and a kill. So that's going to send Akil Vaughn back to serve for the Bearcats. Vaughn floated over, similar spot that he found a nice service run earlier in this one. Nice back row dig for Tani. Shankar holds on. Centeno sends it over. Played by Brooklyn. Here's Roach. Finding some hands in the front row, and another kill there for Darren Roach, as he's been the X factor for the Bulldogs here early on in this CUNYAC matchup.
We have an 11-9 game, Brooklyn. Let's see if Brooklyn can take it away for this set.
Dug in the back row by Tani. And Shankar throwing it over on 2, but kept alive by Brooklyn. Very nice defense there. Shankar going to Higgins. Blocked. Here's Hahn. Hahn sending it over. Kept alive by Brooklyn. And Michael Higgins doing what he does best in that front row and able to come in with the block and the kill as the Bearcats trail by 1.
I have to give it to Brooklyn, Brian. They do have some miraculous saves there that are very unexplainable, but luckily for them, it's working in their favor.
So yeah, it's seen a lot of good defense out of Brooklyn here in the second set as Defang Han sends that one over. Was it off hands? No, it's going to be a point for Brooklyn. So dug in the back row by Tani. Shankar going to Higgins. And Higgins comes away with the tool. So Michael Higgins really getting started in this second set. We've seen a few flashes of him in the first. Be able to come out and get the Bearcats some key points to keep this deficit within check.
Jack Centeno at the service line.
Centeno with the cross-court set dug by Roach. Lee looking for that back corner of the Bearcats, but that ball angled out of bounds, and just like that, we are tied here at 12 points apiece.
Centeno had the highest scoring points last game against Purchase with 12.5.
So Centeno will go back row. And Roach coming in for the pipe attack, but just unable to angle that one in bounds. Dug in the back row by Roach. Brooklyn looking to tip it over on 3, but gets tied up at the net there a bit.
Nice run for Centeno.
So Bearcats now leading by 2. As this ball nearly gets caught up in the rafters. Back set for Roach. And Roach, another kill for Brooklyn. So total credit to Darren Roach really keeping the Bulldogs in this one, and they've controlled much of the momentum here in the second set. So Roach on here to serve and having some trouble getting on top of that one once again as he commits the service error. So now for the Bearcats, will have Michael Higgins on to serve. Higgins going back row. Outside set to Ming Lee, off some hands in the front, kept alive by the Bearcats. Shankar going to Hu. Hu going back row, dug by Roach. Back set, here's Ming Lee. And that one way out of bounds as he wasn't able to get on top of that ball. And Bearcats lead by 3.
This is a very close game, Brian. Let's see if the Bearcats can take it away.
And that's going to be another service error for Higgins as he will check out. Wen Chung will check in. And it's going to be Rizika on to serve for the Bulldogs.
Riziko hits Stallone, so that will be Baruch's ball.
So double sub here for the Bearcats as Umit and Ubanwa checking in per usual. And it's going to be Umin dropping back to serve for the Bearcats. That one floated over, sent over on one by Roach, tipped over on one by Vaughn. Brooklyn able to hold on, but not before they send it over on 4 touches. So the Bearcats pulling away here as they have a 4-point lead, closing in on a set number 2 victory, but not before Brooklyn certainly has answered back time and time again. So Umin on to serve again. Here's Ming Lee. That ball goes off the antenna. It's going to be another point for the Bearcats.
Ryan Umin had 10 assists last game, scoring 4 points for the Bearcats.
Umin again, looking to angle that one for the back corner, but clearly could kind of see out of his hand that one was destined to be out of bounds, so it's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. It's going to be David Lee on to serve for Brooklyn. And that one goes out of bounds, so Bearcats get the point right back.
We got a sub in for the Bearcats. We have Tani going in for who? I wonder what made Coach Edward take Tani away from his libero position for this game.
If my volleyball knowledge serves me correct here, I believe you can only have two liberos per game. So you see Wen Chung and Travis Godin both dressed as liberos here for the Bearcats. So I think it's probably an added luxury that Coach Kevin Edwards can rotate his liberos a bit. And naturally the liberos have the special substitution rules. So it's nice to have that depth if you're Coach Kevin Edwards. It's kind of like having a utility player in baseball or softball.
Makes it much easier for Coach Edwards to have that flexibility. Looks like Brooklyn may not have that same positioning, so Baruch is very grateful for that.
So back set for Ubanwa, and Ubanwa with the big kill there for the Bearcats.
We have a 26-16 lead, Bearcats. Vaughn at the server's line.
So Vaughn will float it over, played by Brooklyn. And this could be a free ball here from Roach. Going back row, Tani nearly sends it over on one. But beautiful feed there to Umin, and Umin sets Higgins perfectly through the middle. And Michael Higgins doing what he does best once again. And Akil Vaughn commits a service error there.
It will be Bulldogs point. Maldonado at the server's line.
So going line drive serve, back row, dug by Tani. Here's Centeno. He'll go back row with the down ball. Roach tips it over the front, kept alive by the Bearcats. Give and go to Centeno, and Jack Centeno, big swing there. Really coming along here in this season for the Bearcats. Certainly only our second game watching him at the Arc Arena, but sky's certainly the limit for him as he's only a freshman.
Yeah, Centeno has been a vital player to the Bearcats, it seems like, these last few games. Let's see if he can keep it up throughout the season.
As Stallone Shankar serves that one, nearly punched over on one, but the 50-50 ball is won by Defeng Han, and it's going to be a point for the Bearcats. And Gia, once again, we find ourselves at set point with the Bearcats leading 24-17.
Let's see if Stallone can get this set point.
Shankar going cross court, back row. Held on by Brooklyn. Rizika sends it over, and that's going to be a double touch there for the Bearcats. So ball going back to the Bulldogs.
We have a sub in for the Bulldogs. Lee for Zoo.
Dug in the background now by Tani. Centeno coming all the way from the back row, looking for the pipe attack, but not before he's met at the net by Omar Rizika with the big block and the point for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the Bulldogs saw that coming this time, and thankfully they were prepared, unlike the last.
Same spot, dug by Tani. Shankar outside set to Han. Han coming with the southpaw. Once again, Rizika. Big block and a point. Brooklyn holding on here in set two. Certainly not going down without a fight, and it feels like they're almost in the driver's seat in a lot of ways, despite trailing by 4 and being on their heels in set point.
Yeah, I agree, Brian. Brooklyn does have a fire in them, and they are determined to up.
But Michael Higgins puts out that fire, Gia, as the Bearcats take set 2, 25-20, as he comes away with a very nicely placed kill. So we will be back on the air in just a few moments for set number 3. Your Bearcats are leading 2-0 here in the CUNYAC matchup at the Arc Arena. So back underway here in set 3. Bearcats leading 2-0, and just like that, answer right back, kind of picking up where they left off as Jack Centeno gets the Bearcats started with the point.
Stallone at the server's line.
Brooklyn getting it over on 3, but sent over on 1 by the Bearcats, and it finds some real estate there on the sideline. So really nice looking recovery. Not exactly sure that's how they drew it up, but the Bearcats will certainly take that point.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it took Chuang by surprise, that one, but he got it over. Try to save by Brooklyn. Somehow they make it.
Once again, really nice save as Shankar backs it. Ubanwa catches him a little bit out of position. Roach looking for the pipe attack, unable to get that one.
A little too strong for Roach this time.
Shankar on to serve. Here's Ming Lee off Higgins' head, it looked like. Goes shooting up into the rafters and back down for Brooklyn's point.
Yeah, it's very unreliable when it goes up there. Unfortunately, the teams are not able to predict where or when it's going to ricochet off.
Yeah, Michael Higgins getting involved there. Certainly always never afraid to play aggressive defense, but that one unfortunately hit his head. So it's going to benefit the Bulldogs as they're look to get back into this one. Let's see, and they do exactly that, Gia, with the service ace there.
For Dianco. He takes it back to the server's line. Let's see if the Bearcats can try to block that one the next time.
And dug in the back row by Tani. High cross-court set for Centeno in that right side position, and it's going to be 4 touches there for the Bearcats as that ball came back into their own end. So just like that, once again, tied 3-3. Bearcats really unable to jump out to an early lead without withstanding some of those answers from Brooklyn here. And that's going to be a service error from Dianco, and ball's going back to the Bearcats.
We got a sub. Henriquez going in for Tani.
And it's going to be Centeno on to serve for the Bearcats as he'll look to get in to one of his customary service runs. Ooh. And that's a good way to start it, coming away with the service ace there.
It almost seemed like the Bulldogs were not prepared when that ball went over the net, Brian.
Yeah, sometimes there's just the perfect spot on the court where the defense isn't necessarily expecting it, as Centeno looking for another aggressive serve there, but that time it's going to stay on the Bearcats' end for the service error.
Subs for the Bulldogs.
It's going to be Maldonado dropping back to serve for Brooklyn. He'll float it over, trickles off the tape, and that's going to be a service ace there for the senior middle hitter.
Maldonado back at the server's line. Tie game.
Maldonado looking for that same spot. This time it's going to stay on the Bulldogs' end. And point Bearcats as they regain the lead, 6-5. And Mike Higgins dropping back at the line. Certainly a fan favorite as well as Carlos Rodriguez firing up this Arc Arena crowd. Higgins, nice serve there. Kept alive by the Bearcats. Centeno going outside to Henriquez. Henriquez unable to get on top of that as it looks like he lost that set.
Yeah, too strong of a swing for Henriquez, and he found some real estate way behind that line.
So dug by Henriquez on the sideline. Here's Rodriguez, and he comes away with the quick kill, getting involved early.
Point for the Bearcats.
And we've seen year after year the energy that Rodriguez is able to really bring to this Bearcat lineup, and you're seeing him getting it done early. coming away with that kill as now Abanwa onto serve. That ball trickles over, and that's going to be a ace for Andrew Abanwa, the freshman out of Brooklyn.
Brooklyn has been starting off strong each set, but somehow loses their way as they get to that 10-point mark.
So Abanwa, another service ace here. As he's fired up, the Bearcats are fired up, bench fired up, crowd fired up. So Brooklyn's going to talk things over, but Baruch doing a really nice job of regaining the momentum here in set number 3 as they lead 9-6 and 2-0. We'll be back in just a few moments. So Abanwa onto serve, looking for his 3rd consecutive service ace, and this time commits the service error there.
Abanwa had 4 kills last game against Purchase and scored 5.5 points for the Bearcats. We have Roach back at the server's line. Let's see if he can score one for his team. And he goes middle row, and Baruch hits back.
Nice job answering back by the Bearcats.
We have a sub in. Tani going in for Henriquez. Back at the server's line.
Here's Tani. He'll go back row. And nice looking swing there out of Zika.
Seemed like Abanwa tried to save that one, but it was a very strong serve.
So Ruzika, after that kill, will drop back to the line to serve. Coming with the high jump flow, and that's a service ace there. So Omar Ruzika really reclaiming the momentum coming out of that timeout for Brooklyn. Centeno with the dig. He's looking for the kill now. Nice save there by Ruzika. Here's Ming Lee, blocked by Rodriguez.
Roach tried to tip that one over, but unfortunately went out of bounds into the seats by Baruch. Be Baruch's ball and point.
So it's going to be Rodriguez on to serve for the Bearcats. As he'll go cross-court back row. Dug by Ming Lee. He's looking for the kill now. And unable to angle that as he was looking to get it over that front row of Baruch. But that one goes out of bounds. And it's going to be a point for the Bearcats as they lead 12-9. Going back row again. Dug by Roach. Back set for Lee. Dug by Rodriguez. Shankar going to Higgins to the middle. Michael Higgins. Yes, sir.
Definitely found that perfect spot in between Maldonado and Abzumiv.
So cross-court serve for Rodriguez, and he gets the ace. Rodriguez looking to get a service run going. And he'll float it back row, dug by Roach. One touch, and Brooklyn able to connect there, as it'll be another point for the Bearcats, and they're pulling away here in set 3, looking to complete the clean 3-set sweep over Brooklyn. But again, we've seen this Brooklyn team has a lot of fight in it, Gia, so wouldn't be surprised if they rally another comeback.
Yeah, Brian, it's definitely been a battle for Brooklyn. But like I said earlier, they have been losing their fire once they reach that 10-point mark.
Yeah, it's like good starts, but unable to really hold on to that. So speaking of which, they will talk it over again, as the Bearcats feeling pretty good here, leading 16-9 in set 3. So Carlos Rodriguez looking to get the Bearcats within closing distance here, as he'll serve, going back row. Ming Lee getting up there, but unable to get on top of that ball. And the Bearcats now lead by 8 points here in set 3.
Henriquez back at the, sorry, my apologies. Rodriguez back at the server's line.
He'll go back row again. Almost tied up Brooklyn, ball floating around the net. Here's Tani, outside set Centeno, and Centeno, he's unable to get on top of that one, as both sides are trading some errors here.
His spike looked very good, but unfortunately had too much power in that one and went far back on the court. We're having a sub in for Higgins.
It's going to be Alexander Howard checking in for Michael Higgins, as that might do it for him here in this matchup.
Freshman from Brooklyn, New York, Zoo, at the server's line.
And that one out of bounds, so it's going to be a point for the Bearcats, once again leading by 8, as Stallone Shankar will serve for Baruch.
If Brooklyn's going to try to put up a fight, they're going to have to score some points this set. Found some nice residence in the midline. Shankar tries to save it. And it will be point for Brooklyn.
So Brooklyn, once again, with the response. Just like when it looks like the Bearcats are smooth sailing, Brooklyn really able to chip into some of those big Bearcat runs and just disrupt their tempo a bit, enough to get the ball back on their side. And it's just a different mentality, too, playing defense versus playing offense. So now Brooklyn will look to chip away at this 7-point deficit. Dug in the back row by Godin. Set through the middle by Howard. Dug by Folk. And it's going to be a point for the Bearcats, as they're going to call a double touch there on Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brian, it seemed like there was a lot of miscommunication on the court for the Bulldogs, and it resulted in Baruch point. Centeno at the server's line. Let's see if he could finish up this set.
And that one nearly found some real estate, but Juan Carlos Enriquez getting involved there. Really nice court awareness and positioning, just able to get the easy tip over that front row and no one home. So Bearcats leading 20-11. Centeno going back row to Folk.
Ace. 21-11.
Same spot, dug by Folk. Cross-court set, Roach punching it over, dug by Godin. Shankar backs at Ubanwa, kept alive by Howard. And it's going to be a point for the Bulldogs as the Bearcats, let's see what they did here. 4 touches.
Yeah. (21-12) Bearcats. Shankar sets for Rodriguez.
So that's going to be a tool for Enriquez as he comes away with that. Brooklyn coming for that double block, but that ball goes into the bleachers off the kill from Enriquez. So now Bearcats within 3 points of match point, and it's going to be Alexander Howard on to serve as he floats that one over. Nearly catches Brooklyn out of position. Held on by the Bearcats. Centeno, high set. Punched over on one by Roach, and really nice positioning there by Darren Roach to know where he's on the floor. And he's once again able to come away with the kill. Certainly Brooklyn's leading scorer here.
Yeah,
the
Brian,
first 3 sets.
Roach is definitely doing well this game for Brooklyn.
And that one goes out of bounds. Another point for the Bearcats.
Henriquez helped out his team with that one and caught the Bulldogs by surprise going into the bleachers, making it Bearcats' point. We now have Umbanwa at the server's line.
So Ubanwa coming with a high float going all the way to the back row. Razika and Rodriguez tied up there with the 50-50 ball, and Rodriguez comes out on top. So just like that, Bearcats within match point of their first CUNYAC win of the 2022 volleyball season. Here's Ubanwa. High float, cross-court set, and that's the ace.
And that's game, Brian.
Andrew Ubanwa closing the door on Brooklyn as the Bearcats take set 3, 25-13, and sweep Brooklyn a clean 3-0. Thank you everyone who's tuned in, and we will be back on the air next Thursday with another CUNYAC matchup against John Jay College. So be sure to tune in for that one. And as always, appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Good night, everybody.